success of the seminar, because the last session always, many a times, I will be hardly seeing only the resource persons will outnumber the participants. Now, this comes from the depth of my heart. Congratulations to the organizers and also things. And my dear students, I am very happy about these things. But today, I do not know whether mental fatigue and physical fatigue has caught you up. That's a different story. But anyway, your physical presence is there. So that is what we were, both of us was wondering on that. So they gave me a topic when Dr. Ravindra, my good friend again, he gave me a topic. Ambrose, I'm holding a 2-day conference. He did not give me the topic of the seminar, but he asked me to present a paper. I'm going to allot you this topic. And I said, anything from you, sir, I will be glad to visit this part of thing. It is more or less similar to Chennai. It is also a coastal thing. So I'm very happy to be in Mangalore. So that topic was given, assigned to me was human rights vis-a-vis physically challenged. But I was slightly modified. But I didn't take the liberty or luxury of what C.S. Patel, changing entirely the subject. I just changed it, so 1 or 2 words. I took it as made it as a vis-a-vis physically disabled or simply disabled. Because in my opinion, the word disabled conveys 2 messages. Because it is better than the other words like handicapped, differently abled, mentally retarded, and physically challenged, physically handicapped, etc. For the 2 reasons. One is, when you say, because when you approach the problem, 2 things you should understand with respect to physically challenged people. One is, because of their impairment. The impairment could be of 2 kinds. One is with respect to their physical anatomical parts. For example, 1 or 2 parts may be non-developed, etc. The second thing is impairment with respect to their function of the particular organ. For example, mentally retarded. They may have a very good brain, but brain may not be functioning properly. So that is why this impairment, this physically challenged or disability conveys these 2 things. Moreover, another word is disabled, always again conveys 2 other things. A disabled in a society faces 2 challenges or 2 sufferings, rather I'll put it that way. Because of his impairment, his or her impairment in the physical impairment or functional impairment, he faces some challenges in his day-to-day, in his or her day-to-day life. For example, she cannot climb, he cannot climb, he cannot walk, he needs somebody else to guide him, etc. So in day-to-day life, they face a lot of problems. The second problem is with respect to the approach of the society. The society normally treats them as a discontented people. Something like, because of in those days it was believed, if a mentally retarded child was born to a couple, then it said, these people have done something nonsense. That is why God has punished them. So later on what we thought is, some people have developed is, because the God has thought that we are loving couple, God has given us a disabled child so that we will be able to cater to the needs of the disabled people. This is a paradigm shift in the approach with respect to disabled. So that is why I chose, with your permission and the chairman's permission, I will be using the word disabled interchangeably with other words. Once a woman taken in adultery in very act was brought before Jesus Christ. Because we all know Jesus Christ always, he said love is the ultimate aim of any religion or whatever it is. So in order to test his preaching, whether he is preaching the right thing, so a woman taken in adultery in very act was brought before him and asked, sir, the law says, the law given by Moses, the 10 Commandments says, that if a person has been found in adultery, found in very act of adultery, she should be stoned to death. What is your opinion? And Jesus said, yes. He didn't answer first. Then he said, again, okay, go ahead. It is a law. It says, you can stone her. Everybody took the stones. But he said, whoever has now, the first stone should be cast upon her by a person who has not committed a sin. So then everybody threw the stone and went. The message I would like to convey here is, disability is everywhere. Except God, everybody is imperfect. Only God is perfect. Nobody else is perfect. So the Disability is found in every society. The WHO estimates it's around 600 million in the world, and UN estimate is 650 million. And the 2001 census, Indian census, says about 21.9 millions. Otherwise, it is 2.13% of people living in disability in India. So the disability, when you approach, I told you, a disabled person faces two kinds of problem. One is this individual problem because of his impairment, physical impairment as well as functional impairment, he faces certain difficulty. The second thing is because of the wrong negative attitude, colossal attitude of the society, he's been put into a lot of trouble. That is, the same thing can be applicable to AIDS victims also, because already they are suffering from the AIDS disease, and the society is also shying away from them, shunning them out of the society. So these are the two important difficulties faced by the thing. So based on this difficulty, 4 approach models have been prescribed by World Health Organization and other international organizations that I have discussed in my paper. 4 models. The first model is charity model. It views a person, disabled person, as a incapable person. So the society says you have to help him, charity, help him. So the second model is with respect to biocentric model. It relates with the impairment of physical parts. So it says what is the origin, 40% eyesight, all these diseases, mentally retarded, 40 disables in whatever, all these things, all these scientific and medical things will be there. You want me to relax for some time for distribution? Excuse me? You want